Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sean, and today I am going to be reviewing Vevor's fabric cutter. Now this is their electric cordless fabric cutter. As you can see, is a huge rotary cutter, and it also stands on its own. So unlike, I have a couple other, the rotary cutter like this one here, where you have to make sure that like your hand is steady and everything as you're cutting. This has a base, and the base has wheels on there. There's 3 wheels, so it glides. So you don't have to worry about scratching up your workspace, and you can also use this to keep your hand steady and get a straight cut, okay? So I'm gonna go over everything that comes with it in the box, and then I have a few test pieces that we're gonna try it out on so I can show you how it works. So it does come with 2 batteries. So I did charge both of them up. Here is the other battery. It just pops right in the back there. And then to charge it, and there is a charger that they provided, you actually just take out your battery and you plug it in right there, and then you just let it charge. There's also some oil, so you can oil in, keep it in good condition. There is also a extra blade. As you can see, this blade is huge, so it could cut through multiple types of materials. There is some sandpaper, so you can sharpen your blade, a instruction booklet, and then there's also a few extra parts. One being, let me take this little wheel out. This is like a sharpener. So it is one already on the cutter, which is right there. So as your blade is going, it's also sharpening it. So your blade, you shouldn't have to worry about your blade getting dull, but again, they give you a extra spare piece as well as sandpaper, so you can keep your blade sharp, so it can cut through all of your materials. So that is everything that comes in the box with it. And this itself is not heavy. It is, I want to say, I believe it was 4 pounds when I looked on Vevor's website. So, I mean, it does have some weight to it, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you're not having to hold it up and use it. You're just setting it down and you're guiding it. So you don't have to worry about the weight of it. And the weight of it is mainly for this base and this front part here where the motor, you know, where everything is, that's where all the weight is really at. So if you lift it, you can definitely feel that the weight is there. Again, the 3 wheels, I really like that because it rolls very easily. And the power button is right here. So you turn that on and off right there. Hopefully you could see that. And when I turn it on, you'll know it's on because then that red light right there will turn on. So now it's off. Now I just turned it on. And then there is a second button, how you start everything, whether it's the light or the blade, you would use that button that is right there at the top. All right. And I do like that there is a guard on here on the blade. So you definitely want to keep your fingers away from the blade while it's on, even while it's off, because it is very sharp. But if you're cutting, say, thicker materials, you can move this guard back so you can get those materials in there to make sure they get fed through so they can get cut. So I really do like that. You can lift that guard up and down depending on the thickness of the material that you're using. Now, to get it started, you're just going to be using this button here. And so if you take it and hold it for 3 seconds, you're going to see your light comes on down there. So if you need the light, you can turn it on. If you don't need it, then you don't have to. I would say maybe the light would be good for if you've traced or made a line or drew a line on your material, on your fabric, and you want to make sure that you're following that line very closely. The light would be good for that as well. And then to start, the the blade going, you want to double tap. And that starts it. And you tap it again, and it goes up to 5 different speeds. So you can have it as fast or as slow as you want it. Okay, so for me, speed 1 is perfect, especially so I can guide it and keep my line straight. So I do have a piece of sequins fabric, a piece of Minky Dot, and a piece of batting. So let's start with our sequins fabric. Actually, you know what? Let's do that last, just because I know it's going to make the most mess and I'm going to have to clean it up. So I'll do the sequins last. So we're going to start with a piece of batting. This is 100% polyester batting. So I'm going to turn it on, double tap, and then go ahead and it did not, because I did move, it did not cut this end piece. So let me try this again. There we go. So I was probably just moving a little bit too fast, but you can see how straight that cut is that I was able to achieve on this batting. And then the excess just comes off on the other side of the cutter. So now let's try a piece of Minky. This is going to get all over the place too. And I'm just going to do a corner. And I'm going to put it in the downwards motion. So I'm going to have the Minky Dot facing down. And just get it all ready to cut. All right, and let's turn her on. All right, and same thing, I moved my hand a little bit towards the end, like I did the first time on the batting, but that is how it cuts. And there is not a lot of Minky fibers all over the place, so I'm really liking that. So let me try cutting this another piece here, because if this is going to save me from having to clean up all the Minky fibers, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna just okay, that was much better. And as you can see, there's 1 Minky fiber. So I'm liking this already because there's not a lot of Minky fiber. Now I'm sure if I start pulling on it, it will probably come out. But yeah, that's a huge plus for me, because if you work with Minky, whether it's Minky Dot, Minky Rose, Minky Cuddle, Minky Smooth, you know, it gets all over the place. So I'm liking that. That is a huge plus for me. And let me just get this out and throw that in the garbage. And last but not least, the sequins. We all know sequins gets all over the place, regardless of what tool you're using. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be no different, but let's see how good it is able to cut through sequins fabric. And this is a mesh sequins fabric that I'm going to be using. Okay, it did cut through it good. I didn't get that end piece right there, and I know that's user error because I do have to get comfortable with the cutter, but look at that. Look at that cut. It is, well, a little crooked where I started, but that aside, it did give it a really good straight cut. So it's definitely, I know I'm definitely going to have to get used to it. I'm going to use some more test fabric. I'm going to get some cotton and just test it all out to see how well it cuts. But I am in awe because of how it cut this Minky, and there's no Minky fibers. So that is a huge plus. The batting, it cut really well also. And the sequence, it cut through. I kind of moved my arm a little bit so my line wasn't that straight, and then I missed this end piece. Again, I know that's user error. I just have to get used to it. But overall, my review of it is, if you are looking for a good heavy duty dependable fabric cutter and that won't break the bank, I would highly suggest this. I am already liking it. I did try it yesterday on some foam. I believe it's the Pellin Flex foam, and it cut right through that as well with no issues. As you know, the foam is a little bit thicker, and so it cut through it really well also. But I just wanted to try it on other types of fabrics that I use on a regular basis to see how well it cuts through. But overall, my review of it is, if it's something that you were considering, I would go ahead and go for it. I'm going to have it linked in the description box, so you can definitely check it out. And you know, Vevor, they have very fast shipping. They have a warehouse. I believe they're just outside of LA. I want to say Rancho Cucamonga is where their warehouse is. So you're getting domestic shipping if you're within the US. And again, the price is really good for this. So check it out. But if you do have any questions, or maybe if you want me to try some different materials, I can definitely do that. I'll put it on a short, try that particular material so you can see how it cuts through. But again, you saw how it cut through the batting, you saw how it cut my minky, and I'm extremely excited about that. And then my sequence, I probably just have to work with it a little bit more to really get my hand straight and, you know, make sure I'm cutting in that straight line. But it cuts very, very smooth. I'm not holding it, so there's not any weight. As I was moving it through the fabrics, I'm actually just guiding it, just getting it through the fabric so it can cut through them all the way. But let me know if you do have any questions in the description box. Again, I will have the link for this fabric cutter on the Vevor website, linked in the description box. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching my quick review of Vevor's fabric cutter. Bye.